about legacy issues as well, if we see it from a different point of view, and let me come across to you on this as well, in particularly in the case of a conglomerate or a company that has various businesses, how do you actually decide where to try out some of these new services first? Do you look at an existing business? Do you look at it first in a new business? And what are some of the challenges there?
See, the thing is that whenever you try out any new ideas, the key is that you have to assess whether the specific business or the customer really needs it. Okay? There is no hard and fast rule that it's easier to start with an existing establishment or an existing environment or with a new organization. If there is a good business case and if there is a good business reason to do something, whether it's an old organization or whether it's a new one, they will adapt it. And that's been our experience.
I'm guessing, Atul, that some of these, Mr. Batra, that some of these principles would apply even to a small and medium enterprise.
Yeah, the principles definitely apply. But, as I mentioned, the penetration is still pretty less. And one main reasons for that is, one is awareness. Then second is, lack of people to implement it. And third is the lack of products. I think people here, as need to address this issue, that people don't realize that the products have to be tuned for some very small businesses also.
What do you think, Manisha?
He's pointed out a very relevant need. In fact, today if you see cloud models are exactly where these SMEs are sweet spots for the cloud model, because you're really talking about being able to deliver applications on the cloud on a per user model where the IT intervention required at probably at the end user end is next to nil. The capability that one needs to be able to set up systems in large organizations you can acquire those capabilities and sustain them over a period of time. But for SMEs, that's a real problem. And that's where cloud comes in. And I think a lot of SMEs are taking advantage of that. They are the early adopters of cloud because it just makes business sense.
If you look at face of customer and businesses has been changing and evolving with technology, and social media, as we talked about, which is extensively using the technology, is really turning out to be a business enabler from the perspective of way organizations are doing business, from the perspective of way organizations are interacting with their customers, from the perspective of way organizations are taking feedback from them, the way they are handling this feedback, and yes, of course, improving the CSAT by using the social media. Specifically from the perspective of emerging businesses, this is turning out to be a really handy and useful tool, because if you look at most of the social networking sites, they really provide you a platform to make yourself visible. Okay, so once you are there and you are able to create yourself identified out there, you can really enhance and further your business out there. You can create customer loyalty, as I said. You can really create some sort of positive vibes about your brand also using the social media. And of course, it basically creates an environment of trust from control. So in a traditional business, which is the way it is run, you really change the environment of control to an environment of trust. So these are some of the things which social media is really enabling. And from a perspective of emerging businesses, yes, of course, it's a very, very important tool. Time to market also crashes. So something which you have sort of innovated or you have launched new, you really don't need to use the traditional methods of launching that product or propagating that product. You come on the websites, the social media networking sites, get some of the loyal customers. Maybe some of the promoters for you can write blogs, and through those blogs which create the vibes, it can really enhance the business for you. Yeah.
So many of our organizations, we have such a huge mobile workforce. It presents certain challenges to both security, accessibility. How does IT help in that regard? Let me ask you.
See, actually, the security issue is really, I would say, some kind of a hype. There is really no security threat. I think it's more in the mind than actually in the technology, really. For example, I think the example Manisha gave of money in the bank being safer than at your home. Similarly, if you ask your top management leadership, would they rather have an in-house mailing services or would they rather use BlackBerry? I think the answer is very clear. So you don't have security risks because the quality of security of third-party service providers, especially on the cloud, has to be up to scratch, has to be of a particular level before anybody would use it.
Purushottam, let me also get in your perspective. You know, we heard from Vipin that he thought that security was really not such a big issue, but you know, in some cases where it's perceived as such, where there is a large mobile workforce, how do you feel IT can help?
See, a large mobile workforce, if you ask me, is an essence for any customer-facing organization today. First of all, it enables you that a large chunk of your sales force or the field force is there in touch with the customer and doing their job in field. Now, enabling them is something which is necessary. So, through the mobile devices which they can use outside, they can utilize the enterprise resources, etc., which can enhance their productivity, which can keep them in touch with not only customers but internal organization as well. And of course, it increases a lot of, I mean, it produces a lot of benefits for the mobile workforce. Of course, mobility, if you ask me, is second to security in CIO's mind, and it brings a lot of apprehensions with regard to security. But there are various ways and means through which you can ensure that the mobile workforce adheres to certain norms and ensures that it doesn't create any threat in terms of security for the organization. So categorically, if you categorize it in three parts, one would be people, second would be technology, and third would be processes. So from the perspective of people, you need to train people as to, one is they use the devices which have been given by the organizations, which are secure, which have got encrypted passwords, etc., which sites they can, which attachments they can download, and which they are not supposed to download, so that there is no threat in terms of malware, etc., etc. Second, as I said, would be with regard to the deployment of technology. So one could be having secure VPNs, so that whenever there is an entry to the network, it comes through secure VPN, so that the internal IT of the organization doesn't come to threat. And third is with regard to the procedures and processes. So there are security policies which most of the organizations today deploy. So getting those mobile devices part of the security policy and ensuring that they adhere to the policy, so the passwords are changed automatically, or passwords are changed consistently, and even if there is a misuse of the device, the data inside, if it is in encrypted form, it will prevent the loss of data and access to the organization.